Hello everybody, Ian Robster. Welcome back to an episode of Coffee with Ian. Second cup of coffee of the day. Yesterday or should I say this morning, I had the very first cup of coffee. You know how you make like I made a whole pot of coffee, and I grabbed the very first glass of coffee, like before it had, gone through the whole pot. So it's like the strongest coffee you could possibly get. So I feel kind of wired right now. Anyways, but yeah, it's nice. This time I'll have you know it's not the fancy coffee that we have from BC, from my sister-in-law. It's just our normal President's Choice dark roast stuff that we like. So that's what we are drinking today, at least. So I don't normally drink coffee on Sundays. I try not to. It's too easy to fall back into the routine of drinking coffee every single day. It's honestly. It's funny, I realize I don't really need my earphones on right now. They're not really doing anything. But I'm just used to talking with earphones on, so when I take my earphones off, it just sounds really strange because it doesn't sound like muffled or it doesn't sound like it's in my ears at all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it just seems more, I don't know, normal or something like that. So who knows? Anyways, yeah, what's been going on? Let's see. There was actually a new mod that came out in Farm Sim the other day that looks really interesting. It's Black Sheep Modding did an Excavator Pack, which kind of seems, like I said, seems pretty cool because it's something I haven't seen before, like a well done one at least. Well, honestly, I haven't gone and looked around for an Excavator Pack either because I really don't have no use for excavators. I suppose if you haven't the right map for it, it could be interesting, but not every map really needs excavators, so I don't know. I saw a video, a quick picture on, where was it on? It was on Discord. Someone was using it to move sugar beets, which is kind of interesting actually, because, I guess you could use it for that. Some people suggested using it for manure or moving logs. Now, moving logs seemed like the most probable scenario, I guess, for me at least, because it just seemed like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But I guess you would have, for me, I think you'd have to have it set up so you could put so you could set up cables, so you have cables going to the log and you just drop it in, but it's really not the best way to do it. So I don't know. I think in the end I'd probably still use a front loader or a telehandler or something like that, just because I think it'd be easier for me to just to adjust or use that as opposed to the excavator. But it is kind of a neat pack still. I haven't really tried it out much because I really have no need for it, but I like the idea of having a well done one. So I don't know. Let me know if you've tried it in the comments below and what you use it for. I know there are a couple maps that have like quarry type scenarios in it, so I suppose you could use it for that. But I don't know. I never got into that quarry side of things in Farm Sim. Like, it's definitely something you can do, absolutely, but it's not for everybody. So I'm like, I don't know. Not my thing, I suppose. So what else is there? What was the other mod I saw that was interesting the other day? No, that was the really interesting one I saw. Yeah, that's the one I kind of saw that kind of caught my attention there, from Black Sheep Modding. It was kind of like, oh, what's that? Also, there is a Humble Bundle on right now, which I may have mentioned before. It's like, I think it's like $12, something like that, and you get Stellaris and Crusader Kings and Europus. Quite a few of the Paradox Gaming. Let me see what it's in here. It's actually really, where's my cursor here? A really, really good bundle. Oh, I already have it up, funny enough. What's in this bundle? Let's see. You get Cities in Motion 2, which is like a city management type game. Magica, which is kind of a fun, they did a good job. It's like an action adventure type game. They also did Majestic 2, which is kind of like a action RPG real-time simulation type game. The funny thing is I have Magica and I have Majestic 2 already, and I have Crusader Kings already too, which is a good game. Pillars of Eternity I don't know much about that game, honestly. Hearts of Iron, I think I have that one. Europus 3, I don't think I have that one. And Stellaris is a big game in this bundle because that game right now, like full price, is like $70, I think, still. So it's a pretty good bundle. So, but you have to remember what you're getting into with the Paradox games. Like if you get the Majestic and Magica, they're kind of fun games. You don't need to you can just mess around with those. But if you go into the other ones, they are way more involved. It's one of those games where you have to, really, it's really in depth, and it takes a long time to kind of understand and kind of play the game as best as possible, sort of thing. So I don't know, that's been my experience with them, at least. I like Crusader Kings, but I do find it kind of difficult to do well in that game. But it's usually the stories which I find the most interesting, like what you can do and like how you can set it up. There's a couple people online who play like some of their games. Elysium. Yeah, I think is that his full name? Okay, I haven't watched his videos in a while because I tend to watch his videos for like it used to be Crusader Kings and some other things, but I think it's Elysium. Enter Elysium. There we go. I think that's what it is. Anyways, but he has some pretty good videos about Crusader Kings and Stellaris and whatnot. So yeah, kind of a cool little game. Those games are great, but you can just suck a lot of time into them. And I saw the bundle and I'm like, ooh, that's a good bundle. But I'm like, no, I don't think I'll play the game. I have some games I still haven't even touched yet, to be honest with you. So it's one of those things where I have to, manage my time. And right now, for whatever reason, the Hunter Call of the Wild has been the game that's been really drawing my attention lately. It's the new Hunt Club beta thing, like I've mentioned before. I don't know, I just find it really neat how they added that kind of dynamic element where they give you a reason to use, let's say, a specific weapon, or they give you a reason to, get an animal within a certain distance, which is kind of cool. So you never really had to do that, but now you have like what's the one I saw the other day? I think it's like get an elk within 15 meters. Like that's kind of, depending on the elk, it can be kind of difficult. So stuff like that, or like get a moose from 200 meters away or further, for example, is another interesting one. So stuff like that. I think Fishing Planet does the same thing. Do they? Yeah, I think Fishing Planet does the same thing. Do they? I want to say they do. I don't know. But anyways, there's that game too, which kind of has a similar element, but I haven't really touched that game very much. I have it installed, but I haven't really gone out of my way to play it lately. There's only a few games I have installed on my system right now. What do I have installed? Let's see here. Just for reference sake. I have American Truck Sim, Euro Truck Sim, Farm Sim 17, Hunter Call of the Wild, Dirt 4, American Truck Simulator, that's the same thing again, Car Mechanic Simulator, and there's a new DLC that just came out, actually. That's the Bentley Remastered DLC. I talked about that one. CSX Heavy Haul, but that game just doesn't run. The Train Sim World new update, it's out now. Okay, apparently there's a new update. Empyrean I have on here, Farmer's Dynasty, Gold Rush, and Tower 3D Pro. That's all I have installed, although I haven't played very many of those games. So like if I look at the number of hours I put in some of these games, the Hunter's getting up there. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the Hunter's definitely getting up there now, so in numbers of hours I played the game. It's a good game. I don't know, I really like it. Even though I put it down for a while, now they brought this this feature back. I'm like, okay, let's go back and try some of the different things. So now you can kind of go and try some different ways of getting different animals, sort of idea. So I like it. That's why I continue to play it. And when they bring out a new DLC, I'll probably pick it up again because I really enjoy that game. Same with Euro Truck, American Truck Sim. I find I have to be into like a I guess most games are like that. There's only one game I really can come back to without having to be in a frame of mind, and that's Farm Sim. Other game I have to have like I want to play this game because of XYZ sort of thing. So like when I did my steering wheel hooked up for a while, I was like, oh, I want to hook up the steering wheel again and do some of that, but now I haven't had that urge as of late. So c'est la vie, I suppose. So anyways, I think that is it for me. Actually, some people were asking about this the other day. I picked up a new phone. I said this in the stream. I picked up a new phone the other day. It's an essential phone. It's kind of like I guess technically it's like a no-name almost sort of thing now, because it's not really like a Samsung or LG or Google Pixel, whatever, but it's a essential phone. And so far I've been pretty pleased with it. It works, which is why I'm pleased with it, because my old phone didn't work very well. So yeah, that's the main reason why I'm pleased with it, to be honest with you. My old phone just wasn't cutting it anymore, in case of emergencies. If your phone dies and then you have to call somebody in an emergency situation and it doesn't work, it doesn't make very much sense to have the phone. Like, because I do a lot of driving, I have, what do you call it? Well, it's called Canadian Tire Roadside Assistance, which is the same as like CAA, essentially. Oh, maybe you don't have the United States. I don't know. It's like, hey, you need to get towed, essentially. So it's a towing service, and you pay like a subscription to it, and then you can have some other possibilities, like they will do like a boost your car if you run out of fuel for whatever reason. They will they get some free oil changes in there too. So like normally I got an oil change the other day through it, and it normally would cost you like $50 to do, and it cost me $5.40. So right away that's like half the cost of the subscription sort of thing, and I got 2 other oil changes sort of thing. So in the end you end up saving about more than $100. So it just depends, stuff like that. So, and without having a phone that works, you can't really use that service if you do need service sort of thing, like a tow, for example. So anyways folks, that'll be it for me today. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy the coffee.